Funky.
Hey everybody, welcome back behind the bar with me this evening. Tonight, checking out a beer that I'm sure that the man that gave this to me never thought I was actually going to get to review. It's been next on my list for a while, and I haven't recorded a video for quite a while. So I decided to get to it tonight. My man Dusty hooked me up with Astronaut status from Wiseacre Brewing Company. Taste the rarity. This is barrel-aged imperial stout. I don't know much about this beer. I think he told me it had some adjuncts in it. I don't know what though. But I've just been dying to get a hold of this beer, and I have just been on stout. Whoa, you can smell that from here. Stout kick, like no other lately. So I am pulling this straight out of the cellar temp, guys. So this is gonna be about 50 to 55 degrees for me. I don't like my stouts cold, so just FYI going into this. Like I said, I do not know anything about this. They're out of Midwest C, and this baby's clocking in at 11.5%. So big stout. Smells amazing from here, but again, it says barrel-aged imperial stout. I could have swore he said there were adjuncts in this, but I don't know what. So let's dive in. Pours out pitch black. I don't know if it's been a long time since I've seen a stout that dark. Really, really dark brown, like almost mocha chocolate head. Really thick, sticking around. Had about a finger and a half when I poured out. Let's dive in and see what she smells like. Oh, wow. First off, just big, bright bourbon sweetness. Dark fruits, figs, plums, raisins. Maybe like dark cherry. Chocolate-covered dark cherry. The nose has notes that are very reminiscent of Bourbon County to me. But on top of that, there's big vanilla, big chocolate. I'm getting cinnamon in this as well. I'm assuming there's cinnamon in this beer based on the nose that, or my nose is really screwed up because I haven't reviewed a beer in a while. But yeah, just big dark fruits. It's one of those dark fruit smelling chocolates. It's not like that deep, rich, like coffee or chocolate or vanilla. It's more that the bourbon notes are coming through on this. The barrels, the tannins. Very tannin forward. But like I said, then like a big like vanilla extract, vanilla, almost a little bit of toffee, cinnamon. Smells amazing. Let's dive in. Dusty, thank you very much, man. It was a pleasure hanging out with you when you gave this to me. We'll do it again soon. But cheers, everybody. Oh, definitely cinnamon. Yeah, nailed that on the nose. Wow, that's really good. The dark fruit notes really carry forward in this. That's what I'm hit with up front, and it's actually kind of the finish too. It's almost like they use like a what is it called, tincture, to flavor this beer as opposed to just adding. Maybe not. I don't know. I've just been experimenting with that a little bit lately, so that's what's popping into my head. But the bourbon notes are very forward on this. It's almost as if a bourbon was actually added to it, or it was just a really, really wet barrel, because this is boozy. So big dark fruits, figs, raisins, dark cherry, huge pop of cinnamon in the front too. Just big cinnamon, and a little like black licorice. I don't know if they do use like a star anise or what they used, but there's kind of a black licorice note to this as well. Real big vanilla. This beer, it finishes really weird to me. All the flavors are really, really good. But the bourbon, like the tannin notes, are really forward in this beer. And maybe that's a temperature thing. Maybe it's because I'm drinking it at cellar temp as opposed to cold. Maybe those wouldn't come out as much. But I like my stouts this way, so suck it. But yeah, it tastes like this is kind of a vanilla cinnamon style stout. Big cinnamon, which cinnamon for me can play really into these like tannic stouts where you're picking up a lot of that dark fruit. The cinnamon can kind of blend into that, and it creates almost like a heat. I can feel this beer in my throat. It's a big boozy beer. Very flavorful, good mouthfeel. It's me a medium plus. It's not thin. Good carbonation. For a brewery that's only been around since 2016, this beer is really, really good. It's not like world class level for me. It's not like in that barrel aged Abraxas. Like I did that that actually, I think I have a really good comparison to this beer. I did that, if you watched it, the barrel aged like Mexican stout kind of battle that we did a while back. Now this beer doesn't have peppers in it, I don't think. Maybe it does. I can't quite tell. It doesn't taste like it does. No, this tastes more just cinnamon, vanilla, chocolate. This reminds me a lot of this last year's Willet Mexican Cake. That beer didn't have quite the pepper of some of the previous year's batches, in the bourbon barrel aged version at least. This is really similar to that for me. Reminds me a lot of that beer. There are some other beers in similar phases of brewery, like the Direwolf Mexicanus, whatever one I reviewed a while back. Barrel aged Oro Negro from Jackie O's. This is kind of in that ball game, that ballpark. This is kind of a AA plus beer for me, lower A plus to upper A. It's like that. If I went back to numeric grades, it would be like a 96, 97 beer for me. Really, really solid. Really, really good. I'm really happy I got to try this. It's worth. If you see this, if you're in Memphis and you see this, I don't know if it's on the shelves or if it's wherever it is. This is worth picking up. It's a great beer. I don't know how much it costs, but I doubt it trades for a whole lot. It's worth picking up if you like cinnamon in your stouts, you like vanilla, you like bourbon, like boozy bourbon barrel stouts. You would really dig this. There was a beer I had recently with my man Chip and Chris that was Pulpit Rock's new stout that was like their cinnamon chocolate stout that was really kind of similar to this. That beer crushed this beer. It was quite a bit better, but this is really similar to that. If you can seek out Pulpit Rocks, that beer was phenomenal. I wish I would have gotten to review it, but this is definitely worth seeking out. This is a great beer to try. Vanilla, cinnamon. The only change I would make is I would want it to be a little less tannic, a little less of that dark fruit action from the bourbon barrels, because it kind of overtakes and blends with the cinnamon to kind of overshadow the vanilla and the like roastiness of the stout. You don't get a lot of that. It's much more tannic forward. So if you like that in your stouts, if you like the boozy, big bourbon flavor stouts, you'll love this. Killer stuff. So I've been rambling. Like I said, AA plus, right in that range, guys. Dusty, thank you again, sir. Really enjoyed this one. I have actually a bottle. If you watch Joe's channel, I have a bottle of this that Dusty gave me for him that I'm going to be sending with Joe's next box. And actually, here in just a few minutes, I think Joe and I are going to get ready to record the second episode of our podcast. so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for coming behind the bar, guys. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, and comments. Till next time. Cheers.